Hey everybody, it's Mike from orderflows.com, and in this explanation video I'm going to be talking about delta divergence and how to use it in OrderFlows Trader 6. Alright, so let's go to our chart. Now let's open up the indicators. Just right click on the screen or Control I, and the indicator settings will come up here. And it is I think it's the fourth one in. So you got license, global settings, buying, selling tail, delta divergence. And by default it is enabled and it's fixed. And we have, again, you could adjust this, but I prefer to keep them both gold color, both buying and selling delta divergences. You know, some people may want something, a bit bluish or greenish for buys and maybe something a bit reddish for sells. But again, it's up to you. I like it gold because I know that when I'm looking at a delta divergence, it's only going to occur at the high of the day or the low of the day or a new high or a new low. Now the opacity is set to 20% and the zone size is set to 1, meaning it will appear in the bar. And you can also draw it out until tested if you like. So how does it look on your chart? Now the delta divergence, it's hard to see, but it's actually, it will paint the first two prices. Okay, so this is a delta divergence right here. This is the high of the day. I know that I have it I've got this gold down triangle and I have it appearing right here. Now it's showing when you have a few different things loaded up, it might be a little bit hard to see. That's why we drew it over the first two price levels. Now in this case, this one's got a exhaustion print and it's also got a prominent point of control, so it's not really standing out. Now one of the ways, if you want something to really stand out, is obviously you could adjust the zone size to draw it out, another bar, or you can use until tested. So let's just change it until tested. Again, if you wanted just to draw it out over the next bar, usually where there's no price, you just change this to 2. But for now, I'm going to draw it out until tested just to show you how it looks. Okay. Chart is a little bit off the screen here, so click apply, click OK, and it should come up here any second now. And the nice thing about until tested is, delta divergence, since it only appears at a high or a low, is often, left out there, meaning, sort of abandoned. You can see it coming out here and it's drawing it from the top two prices. And let's see if there's any others in here. Where's my cursor? You saw it came all the way out to here where you got another delta divergence right at the same high. Right, you can see how the market is coming off nicely. Now again, delta divergence will only appear at the high of the day. Delta divergence is not bar and delta divergence, meaning a red candle with positive delta or a green candle with negative delta. That is not what a delta divergence is. So it came all the way out here until it was tested and then it dropped off. Now let's see if there's any buying delta divergences on this day. Again, it's nice to have it until tested because it gives you a clear sign of the high and the low of the day is obviously a very clear support or resistance level. Here is drawing it until tested. We got within 2 ticks of the low here. We came down right to it, right here. Right, and you can see some nice bounces. So there's different ways to use it now. And again, plotting it, here's another one where we came right through. Again, I people that follow me or have been following me for a while, I'm always espousing ways to determine, if a market is undergoing a trend day, is to have, several failed divergences in a very short period of time, within 30 minutes to an hour, right? If I see divergence that failed, on the way down, and if I were to get another one, I would understand what type of day we're in. We're probably trending down, just as if we were making new highs and we're getting a bunch of divergences on the way up. But every time we come back up to those highs, we just take it out very easily. Then I know we're in a strong move up. Okay, so it's nice to give you something else, right? I need people that have been following me for a while, know I love delta divergence plus a ratio, right? So you can look for the delta divergences with the ratios afterwards, by lining up these plots. So that is delta divergence. I'll see you on the next video.